That's why I'm here. Is that what you guys are here for? Love? Really, underneath all of it? Isn't that what we're here for? Isn't that why we embodied? To experience love? So, why do we do the work? So that I can be a vessel of love, so I can be a hollow too. For me personally, I do the work so I can become hollow. So that whatever this is, whatever names I give this up here, can flow through me. So that the energy that you give me can flow through me, and I can give it to him. I was just talking to a man who's here, and he's struggling. He's struggling right now. Right here, right now. And he's struggling with a past of addictions. And what I shared with him about my journey is that I learned to take my trauma and my pain and all those things I used to tear myself down and tear others down with, I turned that into my medicine. That man's a professional at it. Berhard, you've had an extraordinary life. And you have taken all of that and created literally a life of medicine. Would that be a true statement? Yeah. I was talking to another man earlier tonight whom we all adore and we all love. And I looked at him and I said, "Brother, you're so beautiful. I love you." And he started crying and he held his hand down here and he would not tell, he does not like himself. You all see him as amazing. I see him as incredible. A man on this weekend, just 20 minutes ago, was in there tearing himself down because he couldn't see himself and love himself. Somebody that you all love. I said, would you say that to your son? Would you say those words that you're saying to yourself, to your son, to anyone you care about, to anyone you love? I said, no. I said, no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't say that. So, God, why would you say it to yourself? That's why we do it. He's got a wife and children. He has people to come home to bring that love to. And his wife is wondering why he doesn't love himself. Because she sees it. And she knows if he doesn't love himself, his son is going to be exactly like him. Your son is going to be just like you. Your daughter is going to marry someone just like you. So who are you right now? Who are you being in this world? A long time ago, thousands and thousands of years ago, a great man reached out to some masons. He said, I want to build a cathedral. Maybe for you, cathedral won't work, so maybe it'll be a mosque or a temple or a longhouse. I want to build a house of worship. And I want it to be made of the best stones in the world. So the masons got together and took off out across the land, and they finally found a quarry miles and miles and miles and miles away from where they were going to build the cathedral. They got hundreds of men to come in and start to quarry these rocks, giant boulders. And after a time, they got enough boulders that started to move these giant stones, these giant blocks, to the place where they were going to be building this great house of worship. And so the long processional of men carrying these stones on their backs, miles, man, miles, every day, all day. And then one day there was a storm, and the storm lasted all day, and it started to go into the night. And some strangers from another village came by, and they saw this processional of these men sweating, their arms bleeding, their toes broken open from where they dropped the stones. These men were suffering. suffering. And one of the strangers came up to the first man and he said, brother, what are you doing? And the man said, carrying these goddamn stones. God. Oh. Swearing and cussing. Hated it. Wow. So the man went along the line, because it was a long line. It took forever. And then he went up to another man, and that man was smiling. And he said, brother, what are you doing? And the man said, I'm building a cathedral. So I ask you, what stones are you carrying? Are you carrying stones? Or are you building a cathedral? Give me a couple stones you're carrying. Self-doubt, judgment, I'm not worthy. What are your stones? Impatience? Yours? Doubt. Grief. How many grief? Yeah? We got grief here this weekend? Good. What are yours, brother? Jealousy. Any men jealous? We got jealousy here in the house? What others? How about yours? Low self-esteem. I'm not worthy. How many I'm not worthies? Yeah, that's a big one for men. I got that one sometimes too. How about over here? How about you? Handsome young man with the glasses. What are your stones? What are you carrying around? Fear. How old are you? 33 years old, carrying around fear. How about you? Anger. Anger in the house? Let's give it up for anger. Woo! Ah! Ah! God damn, that feels good. Is anger good or bad? Neither. It's just energy. But when we show it to our partners, they freak the fuck out. Why? It reminds them of dad. They're scared. They see it as threatening. We see it as just a release. Okay. What other stones? Who's got some stones? Resentment. Fuck, I love that one. Oh, because I can feel so righteous. I can be a victim and be the perpetrator all in one. I fucking love that one. That's one of my favorites. Judgment. Oh. Who's got judgment in the house? Yes. Oh, thank you. Is judgment good or bad? Neither. What is it? Information. What else? Discernment. Thank you. That's right. If I don't judge, I can't make a decision. I have to judge. We are all judges. The difference in it is, this is one of the most powerful things I've ever learned doing this work. It's not what happens to us, it's what we make it mean. I'm going to say that again. It's not what happens to me, it's what I make it mean, the meaning I create. The world is happening, whether you're paying attention or not. The world does not care. It's doing its thing. And you're going about your life and you're bumping into things. People, relationships, jobs. And then something happens. It's just an event. Where I suffer is the meaning I create about that. What I made it mean about me. What I made it mean about them. What I made it mean about God, the world. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I suck. I deserve it. How many who's got that one, the martyr? I deserve to suffer. Right? That's a good one. I love that one. Lack of self-compassion. Oh, finally. Hallelujah. Shame. We got shame in the house? Ah, yes. Yes. We got shame in the house. Can you see all this that we are all carrying? Those are the stones we're carrying. Who's building a temple? Who's building a temple? Right? So, if I'm building a temple, what am I saying about myself and the world? It's worth it. Who said that? Fucking A. It's worth it. What's worth it?
Everything and anything.
Everything and anything is worth it. Myself? Myself is worth it? Is that what you said? Yeah. I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Let's all say that. I'm worth it. 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 Yes.
Yes.
How many of you have people at home, a family? Raise your hand. When you get home, not the first day, not the second day, not the third day, because you got cleanup to do when you get home. Third or fourth day, you can start talking about what happened this weekend. And I want you to look at your partner, and I want you to tell them, honey, I'm worth it. And I want you to look at them and say, you're worth it. You're worth the sacrifice of me being gone. I did this so I could be the man I am born to be, and I did this because I can be the man you know that I am. That's what that man was suffering earlier. He couldn't see it. But his wife can see it. His children can see it. Your partners can see it. Your children can see how beautiful you are. That you're a king. You're a king. Say it, I'm a king. I'm a king. Stand up and say it, I'm a king. I'm a king. Again, I'm a king. I'm a king. I'm a king. Yes. Feel that in your body. Feel it. I'm a king. I'm a king.
I'm a king. What's the king? I'm a king.
You need a little more detail? A sovereign of yourself. I am sovereign in my being. I hold myself strong, firm, accountable, responsible. I am in integrity. I am immaculate with my words. I am immaculate with my actions. Impeccable. Thank you. So that my family can trust me and rely on me. So my friends can rely on me. My community can rely on me. Okay, kings, take your throne. Say that again.
Respected and respectful.
Respected and respectful. We don't get respect unless we embody it and we give it. None of you deserve respect. Not one of you. You earn respect by your behavior and your action. Then you'll be respected. But you got to respect yourself first. You got to hold yourself to account. Okay? We don't leave cigarette butts laying around. We clean up the coffee area in that area, the tea area. We leave that. Nobody's mother's here cleaning up. Clean that up. The king is in service to his kingdom. Thank you, that's exactly right. The king serves his kingdom, not himself. Without a kingdom, who needs a king? Right? So you better take care of your kingdom. You better take care of your family. You better take care of your friends. You better take care of your community. Because they are looking at you. Adam's family is looking at him. He walks like a king, and he talks like a king. He acts like a king. And he owns it when he ain't. And his wife lets him know. She calls me. We talk. Some of you had this one, something like, I don't matter. Who's got I don't matter? Yeah. Or maybe let's shift that a little bit. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. The world's going to be the way it's going to be. Things are going to be the way they are. Nobody cares. And that particular one, I don't matter. Or what's the matter with me? I've got that one sometimes. Anybody got, what's the matter with me? Yeah. Let me give you a little flip on that. Rather than concentrating on what's the matter with me, I want you to focus on what can I do that matters. When I fall into the pit of despair and depression, when I have suicidal ideations, I spent 30 plus years wanting to kill myself. Sat on the ground, gun in my mouth, ready to go. Twice. What kept me on the planet was I played out the rest of the scene. And at that time, I was just living with my son. And he would be with his mom one week, and he'd be with me the next week. And I knew that he would be the first one to find me. He would open up that door, and the first thing that would hit him was the smell. And then he would look at my brains and blood all over the floor and me laying in a heap, a bloated heap, because it'd be at least a week and a half before we'd get there. And I thought about what that would do to his life. Do you know that when Robin Williams hung himself, suicides went up around the world 275%? When we open that tear, it's like a tear in the fabric of the matrix. When you introduce suicide into a family constellation, into a family system, suicide now becomes a possibility, and it is a huge exponential contributor to more suicides in that family. It gives them permission. Dad took a way out, fuck it, I'm out too. So when I'm in that pit of despair, I don't go there very much anymore, thank God, because I've been doing this work really fucking hard. So I don't go in there, man, because it sucks. It fucking sucks. God. I think of the 30 years that I wasted just feeling sorry for myself. What got me out of there and continues to get me out is when I focus on others. When I'm in the pit of despair, what I notice, when I'm depressed, when I'm sad, when I'm down, when I'm angry, all I'm thinking about is me. And what I don't have, what I should have, what I want, what I don't want, who wants me, who doesn't want me, who wants to fuck me, who doesn't want to fuck me, the money I should have, the money I shouldn't have. I go down the fucking rabbit hole. Me, 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 me. And that shifts in an instant if I start focusing on you. I can't think about my bullshit if I'm looking in your eyes and I'm calling on the part of me that loves you and wants to help. I can't be in the pit and be in love with you at the same time. You can't do it. Maybe some of you guys can, but I'm not that ambidextrous. So part of this work is to find ways to shift our perception of reality. How many came this weekend to find their mission or their purpose? Anybody? So the rest of you guys know exactly what your mission and your purpose is? Come on now. Yeah, all right. Some of you that didn't raise your hand. Who didn't raise their hand? You didn't raise your hand. Well, Neil, what is your mission? What's your purpose?
All these men.
All these men. Somebody else who didn't raise their hand, who knows what your mission and your purpose is. Yeah.
I don't know that I'll say that I know what my mission or purpose is, but I have the faith that it's unfolding as I go.
You're trusting that it's going to come to you. Yeah? Okay, one more. Who actually knows, it's clear, what your mission and purpose is?
to be fully alive and create space for others to be fully alive as well.
All right. Okay, so for you guys who don't know what your mission and purpose is yet, do you want to know how to find out? Anybody want to find out? I don't know if I want to tell you. I don't know. Do you really want to know? Do you really want me to tell you? Take responsibility. Accept responsibility for one fucking thing. Just one thing. Pick up that burden. Reach out to one person. And your life will change. And clarity will come through acts of service to others. And your life path will unfold in ways that you can't even begin to imagine. That's what these men did. They had a dream. We want to make a difference. What can we do? And now look. Look how many of you are here. Look how many lives you're going to touch when you leave here. How many men have gone through weekends so far, give or take? Thousands. How many lives does that spider out? One man. How many lives do you touch in a day, a week, a month, a year? Huge, right? You matter. You matter. When you go to the grocery store, you matter. There's people there working their ass off. Gail working that cash register, that job fucking sucks. And you can make her day. When you look her in the eye and you say, Gail, hi, babe, how are you? How's your day? And you actually ask and you actually care.
How are you?
Exactly, like, how are you? And then I'll ask, what are you grateful for today, Gail? And she'll stop, and her eyes will get big. Wow. Nobody's ever asked me that before. And then we'll have a real moment, because she'll pause and she goes, I really love my kids. Yeah. That's why she's standing on her fucking feet 8 hours a day, and then working a second job. Because she's taking care of those kids. How many of you guys got a store called Trader Joe's around? Okay, you can do the same to trick at Whole Foods. I'll give you a trick. So when I go there, do my shopping, go up to the checkout line. They got their name tags on. We'll just pretend it's Gail again, because I pulled that name out. Gail, how you doing? Good, good, good. How's your day? Great, great. Hey, Gail, what's your favorite Trader Joe's snack? And they'll always say, because Trader Joe's got a ton of snacks in there, right? It's got all the great junk food. Oh, I really love those peanut butter cup things. I said, really? Wow, that's awesome. Where can I find those? She said, oh, over here. I go get the peanut butter cups, and I come back and run it through. I kind of hold it off to the side a little bit. She checks me out, get my bags in my cart, and then I go, here you go, Gail. And I walk out. And they smile. They're like, I made their day. It's an amazing trick. That's Jedi mind shit, man. That is some shaman stuff I'm giving you right there. You want to transmute a human's experience? Random acts of kindness. That's shapeshifter shit, man. I did that so many times that there were 2 girls in line, and I did it, and they asked me what mine was. By the time I got to my truck, I was loading my groceries. They bought me mine. I was blown away. It only happened one time. That was awesome. But they're learning. I taught them what this means. This is what we do for people. Now they're going to do that. We teach by our example. So I ask you, men, to walk in a good way on this earth. You have it within you. That's why you're here this week. Your families need you. I do this because my father was an alcoholic and he died drinking himself to death. I do this because my mother's mental stuff has kept her completely jacked for her entire life. And that shit's in me. And when I was young, I spread it out unconsciously. I didn't know any better. Now I know better. How many people here seen The Matrix? Red pill, blue pill. Do I get it right? Is the red pill you wake up, blue pill you go to sleep? Good. I'll fuck up my story if I get it wrong. So when you come to weekends like this, when you start the work, you are volunteering taking the red pill. And there is no going to sleep unless you're going to be in denial and lie to yourself. There's no more going to sleep. And I get, because I'll use an I statement, sometimes being awake is really hard. Walking a good road is a hero's path because it is not easy. You have to make hard choices all the time. They never stop. And it's so easy to go back to sleep. Fuck it, I'll just leave my spoon there. Fuck it, I'll leave the cigarette butts on the ground. Somebody else will pick up that spoon. Every tiny one of those little choices, man. But when we make a long series of good choices, we are closer to the Most High. We walk with love and grace. And we teach the ones around us how to walk like that, with a stiff spine and our head held up. Because we're a king. Are we kings? Yeah. We are sovereigns in this. We are sovereigns in this work. Because it's our responsibility to go out in the world and spread this, to show what it's like to be men among men. Because there are men out there who are so hungry for this. There are men out there tonight blowing their brains out. There are men out there tonight using and ODing and dying. There are families out there that are completely, absolutely, 100% in turmoil. And the only thing that's going to save them is us walking our walk. Because you might know one of those people. You might know their friend or their loved one. Maybe something you said or did next week, in 2 weeks, might actually save their life. What would it be like if you saved somebody's life? What would it be like? You're nodding your head. What it would be like for you if you knew that somebody's still on the planet because of something you said or did? Yeah, you. And you would hopefully remember that you matter. You matter. What you say, what you do matters. This work matters. You getting clean, clear, sober of mind, sober of heart, sober of spirit matters. So that you can walk this world strong. Walk this world in a good way. So people, when you walk by, people go, who the fuck is that dude? I don't know what he is or who he is, but whatever he's got, I want that. That's how I got in this work. All of a sudden, men started showing up in my orbit who had something undefinable. I couldn't describe it. But what they had all done had done men's work. They had all been initiated. And I wanted that. I needed that. I needed that to save my life. I needed to save my life. And nobody was going to save it for me. I had to save it. And those men showed up. All of you men are showing up to save each other's lives. How many men showed up this weekend feeling like they were totally alone in the world? I got nobody. Nobody gives a fuck about me. Yeah. Okay? Look around. These men showed up for you. These men showed up for me. Those men that day, 20 plus years ago, I didn't know, total strangers, left their wives, left their children, left their husbands, and showed up on a weekend to save my life. They didn't know me. They didn't know me. But they loved me enough so that I could love myself. So I could start to see myself and to step into this. To step into being a king. A man among men. You matter. Everybody stand up. Repeat after me, I matter.
I matter.
Again.
I matter.
Again.
I matter.
Again.
I matter.
The trees answered you back. What did they say? You matter. That's right. That's exactly right. If I leave you with anything, it is that you matter. You were not born in this time, in this place, without a gift. Each and every one of you has a gift to bring to the world right here, right now. Your job is to find out what that gift is and to bring it. Bring it to your loved ones. Bring it to your family. Bring it to your community. Bring it to the world, because we need it. If you don't bring your gift, what's your name? Axel. Axel, do you know what your gift is?
I do know my gift.
Would you tell us what your gift is?
It's to serve others. I run a non-for-profit. I've visited 28 countries. I build houses. I build wells. Well, I am very clear on my purpose. I'm here to serve the world. I've visited 28 countries in the last 21 years as a performer, doing musical theater for kids in vulnerable communities. I've built 27 houses, 3 water wells. I've distributed backpacks for kids and thousands of hugs. And I'm really, really happy to be here this week with you. And something else, I love you all.
One man. One man. Let's give it up for this man. This is a king. This is a king who is taking and is building a kingdom. Far reached beyond himself. Way beyond himself. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'm here to heal my relationship with my son. Because I am here, I've been present for so many kids in the world, and I have been absent from my own son.
Oh. Does that ring true for anybody else? Yeah.
So I'm ready for him. Thank you.
Excellent. Feel your brothers. Look around. Look around at your brothers. Keep the beat. Look around. One heart.
One heart.
One heart.
One heart.
One love.
One love.
One heart.
One heart.
One love.
One love.
One heart.
One heart.
One love.
One love.
Get your ass back out here, King. Give some noise for Bric, Matoska, Chafin!